Hey guys, this is DinoSasha here, and welcome back to another review. And today we're gonna take a look at the figure. It is the Schleich 2020 Cryolophosaurus. Now, Cryolophosaurus, which name means cold-crested lizard, is a genus of carnosaurian theropod-like dinosaur that lived in the early Jurassic period around 186 to 182 million years ago, live across in Antarctica. Now, the length is about 6 to 7 meters and 20 to 23 feet long, and weighed about 772 to 1,025 pounds, or 350 to 465 kilograms. Now, Cryolophosaurus was a member of its species of the clade of Theropoda, which it resided on the same species. And the name was Cryolophosaurus elati, which is the only species of its known kind. Now, Cryolophosaurus was thought to be a different species, but its closest relatives to want to know are Dilophosaurids, which divided by the same species as the other animals. Cryolophosaurus has a distinctive crest resembled of its usual thing. It is also named as Allosaurus. It's named after Alvis, which basically a type of dinosaur could have this bizarre behavior. Now, it is closest relative of today were the Sinosaurus, and thought Dilophosaurus was its relative, but as closest as Dilo, or the other animals of its species. The carnivores, they mainly prey on Glaciosaurus. Now, let's talk about the sculpt on this creature. It kind of looks similar to a Giganotosaurus, but the sculpt is okay. This sculpt is okay for that, but I mean, it kind of looked like it. So it might sense about the Cryolophosaurus, but I like the sculpt. It kind of looks similar to a Giga, but it's really nice to have it. So if they're gonna say to make Cryolophosaurus a Giga with the crest on his head, which it kind of similar to the Camosaurus, which is a reference, but I doubt with the sculpt. But what are they thinking about the sculpt? Well, they look similar, but this Cryo good stood straight. But I do like the pose. It stands very well on the carpet, which that's okay, because I like how this stands very good at the pose. It's like it's hunting for some prey animals that were stronger or weaker. But I like something else. But details has been really wrinkly all around, so they're basically just all sides and basically just basic things about it. But for an animal, that resemblance, so the wrinkly design is just a little bit of a use. So I'm okay with that. So the good part is the color scheme. Kind of like a paleo art, its color scheme looks a lot cyan, and I named Crystal the Cryolophosaurus to how this blue color kind of resembles a crystal. So I like the blue colors on it. It's pretty good. I actually like it. So around the spines were actually red in color, especially purple stripe on the neck and a black striping on the body, especially on the tail. Oh, the only issue was the head. The head is kind of have a cryo, kind of look a lot thicker than the actual thinner cryo. So the crest is a bit of a leafy like, and the eyes were red, and the mouth is, it's okay to open it, but you might hear that about it. So it's just basically open its mouth. But luckily, I have a show called Life of the Cryolophosaurus. It is getting a good work on it. So if the Cryolophosaurus meets its younger offspring, it's actually make a mind of a parent to its offspring. Yeah, that's kind of a good idea. So I like the orange crest though. It gives the mark of the dinosaur community. So let's talk about the accuracy, but it's not an accurate Cryolophosaurus. It kind of looked like a carnosaur with this structure. So the design, which is the body, looks so bulky, and the head looks a lot thick than the usual fin. Which, basically, the Cryo was a lot more of an animal with its bizarre structure. So, we're gonna bring up a ruler, so let's give this a Cryo measure. Terms from a length from the tip of the snout, always tip of the tail. We're looking at about 9.11 inches, and which is only at about, as we can see, is around as 24.5 centimeters, and height on top of the head, we're looking at about 4 inches, and which is only at about, as we can see, is around as 9.1 centimeters, and for comparison, I'm gonna bring up another Cryolophosaurus. And here's with the TNG 2023 Cryolophosaurus, and now it looks like a father and son to each other. Because one, this one's a lot smaller and covered with feathers, while the other one's was scaly, covered in spines. So, that makes sense for a cryo, and for a rating, I'm gonna give it a 6.9 out of 10, which is, it's a good figure, but still bad, but it's usually a respect. Some people think it is the ugliest member, but if you know about this figure, let me know in the comments. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never miss the video. And leave a comments below, and I hope you see you for another review about the Collectate 2023 Hadrosaurus. Goodbye, everyone, and see you all next time.